Good morning. You may sit down.
Thank you, the chair.
Is it Tim Cross?
Yes, please.
Your face looks familiar. Have I ever met you anywhere?
Thank you very much, the chair. Yes, my
Where?
face looks very familiar.
Where? Do I know you?
Yes, please.
Where?
We met at a committee vetting where you were the committee vetting committee chairperson, and we were aspirant for Grasag president, and we appeared before the committee to be vetted for the position. Thank you.
So what happened then?
Thank you very much, the chair. We went through the process, and first of all, I would like to commend the vetting committee for
I didn't ask you to comment that. I said what happened and you are here again.
Thank you very much, the chair. Per the report that was released after the vetting, we were disqualified.
What happened? Was there any incident that brought about the disqualification? I have posed the question to you.
Thank you very much, the chair. We are not privy to the report of the vetting committee.
Did you ask?
Thank you very much, the chair. We did not ask.
So you are not responsible for any cost that happens in your life? Should I conclude that way?
The chair, thank you very much. After the results was released, as a team, we took it upon ourselves to review the videos or the video that was on Facebook on the vetting, and per our assessment, we did not get some few things right, and we must say we commend the committee for
such as. You said you did not get some few things right, such as. Can you label them for me?
Thank you very much, the chair. I would say our attempt to questions.
You said few things. Few things is not one. So you couldn't attend to question. Fine. What again?
Thank you very much, the chair. Another thing has to do with the chair, our posture to
that led to your disqualification. Is that what you are saying?
Thank you very much, the chair. Those are the few things we observed during the review.
When we talk about integrity, do you have one?
The chair, I'm a person of high moral integrity.
So do you deem to accept your mistakes when you wrong someone or your constituents?
Thank you very much, the chair. As a team, we've reviewed the vetting video and we come to the realization that there were a few things that we did not get right. That led to our disqualification. And we want to apologize to postgraduate students.
You have not really stated what happened. I am not taking what you just gave. We were overlooking some of the things, but I want the critical things you did that led to the cancellation of the vetting. That's what I want from you.
Thank you very much, the chair. What led to the ending of the vetting, the chair? I think there was an emergency and I had to receive a call which led to the ending of the vetting. But I would like to apologize to the vetting committee.
Hold it there. Is it appropriate to stand before a vetting committee which is being recognized by the institution and you pick a phone call in front of them?
Thank you very much, the chair. I must admit I did not get that right. And I want to apologize to the vetting committee for the conduct and to the postgraduate students of the University of Cape Coast. I also want to apologize to them for conducting myself in such a manner.
How do you see Grasag UCC? How do you project it? When someone asks you to talk about Grasag UCC, what are you going to say?
Thank you very much for the question. The chair, Grasag UCC is a representative body of postgraduate students of the University of Cape Coast, and Grasag UCC is the official mouthpiece of the postgraduate students of the university. We are also responsible for seeking the welfare of our members. Thank you.
In 2 seconds, I want you to look inside the camera and tell the constituent what you did and what you have to tell them now before we proceed.
Thank you very much, the chair. As a team, we have watched the video more than 3 times. And we must say there are some few things we did not get right. First, we commend the vetting committee for its professionalism and dedication to the service of Grasag UCC. We also want to apologize to the committee for some of the things we did not get right. And we are also apologizing to all postgraduate students of the University of Cape Coast for the trust they kept in us, and this has to happen. We are very sorry. Thank you.
And for records, is the microphone going to be stable till the end of your vetting?
Thank you very much, the chair. The microphone is very stable.
Okay. Apology well accepted. Panel members, I hope you're okay.
Yeah, Team Cross, I would want to find out, after doing a critical view or analysis of the video and realizing that a lot of things didn't go well as you have stated, did you liaise with your campaign team the kind of information that needed to be sound out, or you just left them on their own?
Thank you very much, sir. Please, are you done?
Yeah, you can answer it. I'll come up based on how you respond to it.
Okay, thank you very much. So after carefully reviewing the video, as a team, we accepted that we faulted. And then immediately, those who were here with us, we made sure they were aware of what transpired. And then news travels faster. So to those who got it without confirming things from us, they in a way misconducted themselves before any of you members, and we apologize sincerely for that. But after a day, we made sure the whole team, everybody was made aware of our misconduct, and then we affirmed our service to them that moving forward we won't betray their trust in that manner again. Thank you.
And you inform them the kind of information they should put out regarding to the outcome of the vetting, knowing the circumstance that happened. Did you daily communicate to them the kind of things that need to be sent out? Because the pages that I am on and the kind of comment, even after you have admitted that a lot of things didn't go right, some members in your campaign team were still talking about a whole lot of things, even after we have reopened nomination.
Thank you very much, sir. Please, again, we will apologize on what our followers did. And please, we made sure they were aware of whatever transpired here. So as our followers, we take responsibility for everything that they did. But some, I think, went too far without consulting us. But the ones that we engaged and then we made them aware of everything that happened, we also cautioned them not to attack any of you. But as the saying goes, at times, the one who loves you will do so many things to even hurt you in the end. So we are so sorry for that. Please forgive us.
So, your apology is accepted as the chair declared, but what we are more focused on is you recognizing some of the things you did wrong, so that going forward you will know the right thing to do. So you just mentioned you watched the video, you saw that some things didn't go right. What things? You need to know those things because it led to your failure, and failure is part of the success journey. There are so many prominent people, leaders who has failed in some way or the other. Okay, politicians have lost elections, a whole lot. So we want you to reflect, identify, and name them so that going forward you wouldn't repeat those things again, because the vetting committee, we have the power not to vet you again. Okay, you were requesting for a report. We could have stated in a report that we are no more interested in Team Cross again, and now you know other teams are ready to lead their association. So we called you, you said you will go. Then you said no, you will not go. We have called another group to come, they said they will go. Now you are competing. So what has changed?
Thank you very much, Chair. So as a team, one value we hold in high esteem is accountability, which has to do with taking full responsibility of things that you do. And from our end, the things we thought led to the disqualification has to do with our presentation, how we were answering questions.
And misconduct. Did you see in the video that you removed your slippers or your footwear?
No, please.
But did you do that?
Yes, at some point. I was feeling
point.
uneasy, so I had to.
You were feeling uneasy.
Yes, please.
So are you feeling comfortable today?
Oh, yes. Due to the long hours, so at some point I was feeling a bit uneasy, so I had to.
All right.
But we don't justify for anything. We are so sorry.
Team Cross, I want to send this across, as your name suggests. We are not dealing with children here. We are in academia. And the people you are dealing with, some are experienced people and they are watching you from afar. UCC has come far, and this is not the time for you to discredit them. So if you think that you don't deem it to be here, I will just suggest to you humbly that you back off. If you want to do it, hold that integrity I spoke about and work it out. Don't retrogress us. We want to progress. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chair. We are grateful.
Panel members, you can proceed with your question now.
Yes. Hello. So, Team Cross, as usual, as a president and leader of the association, because of some of the challenges that you are encountering, we want you to get abreast pushing that didn't repeat some of the mistakes your predecessors are committing. Some of their activities are so unconstitutional. So we wish that you, both of you as senators, you know the Constitution and standing orders. So I represent the Senate on this committee, and I will engage you a little bit on the Grasag Constitution as well as the student handbook. According to the Grasag UCC Constitution, we have what we call universal voting right, which enable every graduate student of good standing to vote and being voted for, irrespective of the person's gender, the person's race or ethnicity, and any other discriminatory factor, except on the cases of disability. Do you agree with this clause or you disagree?
Thank you very much for the question. Yes, we agree with the clause.
If you do agree, does it suggest to you that people with special needs, they do not have universal voting rights to exercise their votes during elections?
People with disability have rights since postgraduate students. The universal law is saying all postgraduate students are eligible to exercise their voting rights once there is an election. So people with disability who are postgraduate students have equal rights to vote.
So how are individuals with visual impairment going to vote according to the constitutional instrument?
Thank you very much, Chair. People with people with special needs. From the last engagement we had during the Senate meeting, we were aware that they will be assisted to vote on the election.
Can you repeat what you just said? Yeah.
Thank you very much. So our answer to that question was that per the last Senate meeting where we invited the Electoral Commissioner, they made mention that such people will be assisted to cast their votes. Thank you.
Assisted by who?
A trusted person.
Trusted persons. So
Yes.
the voter will bring the person he trusts to assist him vote. Is that what the constitutional instrument said?
Not the, yes, the person in question, that's any member from that special needs community would come along with their own trusted person to help them or assist them to cast their votes.
I think you are misleading the public in this case. The acting EC chair is here, and I remember he said that it will be the duty of the electoral commissioner to assist the person.
Okay, to the best of our knowledge, that's what we know. But since elections are not due, maybe from here we would look at it very well. Thank you.
So on which date was the constitutional instrument that will serve as a guide for the election in 2026-27 academic year instigated?
Last Friday, 4th June.
Which is more supreme, the Grasag UCC Constitution or the Student Handbook of the University of Cape Coast?
Thank you very much. So the Student Handbook is more supreme, and from it we draw the Grasag UCC Constitution, or we take inspirations from the Student Handbook in drawing the Constitution. Thank you.
So can you name any two non-elected Executive Council officers of Grasag UCC?
Thank you very much for the question. The PRO and the private legal advisor. Thank you.
What would happen in the event of an elected Executive Council officer removed, resigned, or died whilst in office?
My apologies. Can you come again with a question?
In cases or event where an elected Executive Council officer is removed, resigned, or died in office, what does the Constitution or the standing orders says about that?
Thank you very much. So the Executive Council would appoint someone in the interim to serve in that position. And later an election will be conducted. Thank you.
So this question is for Abdullah. Did I get the name right?
Yes, please.
Abdullah. Okay. So a presidential aspirant who is dissatisfied by the dispute resolution of the registrar may seek the right to seek for justice at the Cape Coast Circuit Court or any other court of competent jurisdiction. Do you agree or disagree with this statement?
Thank you very much, the chair. First, to seek redress outside.
Do you agree or disagree with the statement?
I agree the person has exhausted all internal processes.
Can you repeat your answer?
If the person has exhausted all, if if the person has exhausted all the internal processes and he's so dissatisfied and would want to seek redress outside, the person has the right to do so. Thank you.
Is that stated in the constitutional instrument as we deliberated on it last Friday? I believe you were there. Vice, do you share the same idea or you have a different response?
From the constitutional instrument that was laid, it ends at the registrar.
And what happens to the response of your president?
Thank you very much. So I just came in now, but we were articulating words and then we were drawing conclusions. So we just arrived.
Can you tell us the procedure of conflict resolution in cases where you are dissatisfied with the result or you are cheated? What should be the steps or actions you will take in case you feel cheated?
Thank you very much. So in a case where you feel cheated in an election, you have the right to direct everything to the EC through the appeals board. And then from the appeals board, if you are still dissatisfied, it gets to the registrar.
It gets to the dean.
The dean, sorry. And then lastly to the registrar. Thank you.
And if you want to move, you are not satisfied by the dictate of the registrar and you want to move out to any other courts, according to the constitutional instruments, you'll be rusticated. So it ends there. Is that clear?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Will you comply with that policy?
Yes, sir. We comply.
Give the microphone to your president. Do you agree with that policy and will you comply to that?
Thank you very much, the chair. The CI.
Will you comply? Yes.
Yes.
No.
Thank you.
Mr. Abdullah, mention 2 acts that constitute electoral offenses.
Thank you very much, the chair. 1. Campaigning 24 hours before election. And 2. Campaigning outside of the 2 weeks election period that we've been officially given to campaign.
Okay, so in cases of legal or procedural delays in the election process, there shall be an interim committee which shall be constituted by the Dean of Grasag UCC to oversee the governance of the association, who qualify to be members of this interim committee.
Thank you very much, the chair. The interim committee will be chaired by the Senate, Speaker, and a representative will be nominated from among the outgoing executives to help the committee on administrative issues.
Yeah, please, I'll continue from where Mr. Abdullah ended. So from the
go ahead.
From the speaker, we get 1 member from the outgoing executive council, 1 member from the judicial board, and 2 members selected from the General Assembly. Thank you.
What is an ad hoc committee? And give an example.
Thank you very much, the chair. An ad hoc committee is a committee that is formed to handle a specific issue.
And an example.
I think at the graduate school, I'll mention the appeals board, appeals committee. Sorry,
Peace Committee. Okay. Who administered the presidential oath of office at handing over ceremony?
the newly appointed Chief Justice.
According to the Constitution of Grasag UCC, Grasag UCC shall operate a reserve fund which shall retain at least 9% of membership dues generated in an academic year and handed over to the next administration as by and approved by the Senate. Is this statement true or false?
It is true.
What action will you take when suppose you assume office and you find all the accounts empty?
Thank you very much. When we assume office and the account is empty, we will engage the necessary stakeholders on how, one, we need to find out why the money is not in account, because I know as executives, if they are to spend any money, they go through, there are laid down processes that they go through. So if we are able to establish all that and we have a justifiable reason or a reason to believe that right thing was not done, we will engage the appropriate stakeholders on the next way forward. Thank you.
Who are the appropriate stakeholders you will engage?
Thank you very much. So the signatories to the account, we have the treasurer, the president, and then the main one, that's the principal signatory, who has to do with the dean of School of Graduate Studies.
So aside the membership dues, what other source of funds does Grasag UCC get its money?
We get money from donations, gifts, rainfalls. Thank you.
According to the Grasag UCC Constitution, the president shall communicate in writing to the dean of Grasag UCC and the chief justice whenever he or she intends to travel outside the university for more than 3 days. True or false?
True.
So what does the Constitution say if the president wants to travel outside the country? If a sitting president wants to travel outside the country,
You need to write to notify the dean of the School of Graduate Studies. Thank you.
within how many days before he travels?
3 days.
Okay. In the event of death, resignation, or removal from office of the president, the vice president shall, after subscribe to the oath of the president in the manner provided for under the Constitution of Grasag UCC, assume office as president for the unexpired terms of office. What then happens to the office or position of the vice president?
Thank you very much. So she will nominate she will nominate someone in consultation with the Executive Council and Senate.
Okay. Who is the principal spokesperson of Grasag UCC?
Thank you very much for the question. The principal spokesperson of Grasag UCC is the Grasag president.
who is considered as honorary member of Grasag UCC?
Thank you very much. So these members are distinguished individuals within the society who will be contacted by the Executive Council and are willing to join the association as members. Thank you.
UCC. Suppose UCC is a ship sailing on the sea, and Grasag UCC is another ship sailing on the same Atlantic Ocean, and all of a sudden both ships begin to sink. You are there with a rescue boat. You have the opportunity and the equipment to save one. Which of them will you save and why?
Thank you very much, the Chair. So in this, our answer to the question is to save UCC, because Grasag is under the umbrella of UCC, and once UCC is saved, Grasag is also saved. Thank you.
All right, thank you for your response. I believe we have had engagement with you on your policies. When you were doing your resubmission, have you made changes to your policy document or the same thing?
Thank you very much. So the corrections that were made during our previous vetting, we affected all those changes, but the ones that were not recommended, we thought things are okay. But the ones you instructed us to make changes, we did it. Thank you.
So which of your policies stand out and you would like to be remembered for? Suppose you gain power.
Thank you very much, the Chair. Coming into during this constitution, we had extensive engagement with postgraduate students of the University of Cape Coast. And one of the topical issues among first-year postgraduate students has to do with the state of our lecture theater. And some find it difficult or find it difficult to secure a place for lecture. So after our tenure, we want to be remembered that we strongly advocated for a better lecture theater for postgraduate students.
So does it suggest that you are going to build new ones?
Thank you very much, the Chair. We will tackle this in two folds. One, to advocate for the existing facilities to be given a facelift. There are lecture rooms that have internet issues. So we will engage the Directorate of ICT for internet to be extended to those places. Another has to do with the inadequate lecture theater. So we are going to advocate for existing facilities to be earmarked to graduate students for postgraduate studies. Engagement with current executives, plans are already in place with management to earmark some of these facilities. So once we have voted into office, we will continue this advocacy. Another thing we would want to look at is to advocate for a dedicated lecture theater complex for postgraduate students. So once we are elected, we will start engagement towards advocating for a dedicated lecture theater complex for postgraduate students. Thank you.
I'm also thinking about postgraduate student accommodation. Currently, the capacity of Tvucc Trust Hall it's about 200. You can only accommodate about 200 of them. But regular postgraduate students, our number is about 2,000. So do you have any plans for student accommodations?
Thank you very much for the question. So on accommodation, what we intend to do is to firstly advocate for more slots to be given to our postgraduate students with the university regulated accommodation facilities that has to do with the SNIT, that has to also do with the Valco Trust Hall, which is officially our hall. And then again, we also cannot at the moment put up a structure. That will be a long-term goal. So in reviewing the strategic plan that will expire in 2027, we can add something like that to it so that subsequent administrations will come and they can also contribute to it.
Have you heard about the construction of SRC Hall and S?
Yes, please.
In what way can Grasag UCC benefit from it?
Thank you very much. So one way Grasag UCC can benefit from the SRC Annex complex that's yet to be built is we can collaborate with them, number one, because it seems to be their main project that they want to establish. So what we can do as postgraduate students is collaborate with them and maybe share some small portion with us, and then postgraduate students will also benefit. So maybe they can give us slots there.
Okay. So today I just received 5 gig data from Grasag UCC. I want to find out if any of you've received similar thing today.
Thank you very much, Deche. I've not checked on my phone. Like, I've not held my phone since morning, so I'm unable to tell if I've received it or not. Thank you. But the last month I received it, so I'm sure.
Okay, so let me find out from your vice. Have you received the 5 gig today?
No, please.
Have you received it maybe before? Have you enjoyed that services before from Grasag UCC?
Grasag UCC, no, please. I made a mistake with the number I provided, so I think that resulted to that.
Okay, so, but you know about the policy, right? You know about the policy of the 5 gigabytes data that Grasag give to all regular postgraduate students.
Yes, please. I'm privy to that.
And you pay dues and you have not received any. Are you happy with that?
The chair, please. My answer to the question was I provided the wrong details. So I think it comes from my end, not from the administration.
And you are not bothered to rectify your mistake?
I've done that, but so I'm waiting for the next batch. Maybe my number will be included in that package.
Was it because personally you have money to activate your own package, so you don't care about the 5G?
God is helping me small, but I'm not there.
Yes. So how much do you spend on data per day or per week? Approximately. How much do you spend on data per day or a week and a month?
Thank you very much. So my mom sends me data, so I don't speak.
But you see this message. You see the message and you know you consume it. So when it's running, you don't check because it's coming from someone, you don't check it.
So approximately 100 cedis.
100 cedis per day?
Per week.
Per week?
Yes, please.
100 cedis will be about, is it 20 gig?
Yes, please.
Is that enough for your research work?
Yes, please. It's
so
enough.
Technically, you are saying you spend 20 gig a week, but Grasag is giving 5 gig a month. So does it suggest that the intervention Grasag is providing, is it meeting or solving the problem it is intended to solve?
Thank you very much. So I think the current administration, they did their own research and they conducted the research, and based on that research, that's how come they realized the 5 gig is averagely okay for a postgraduate student. So that's what they can also offer.
Well, there are two schools of thoughts. Other graduate students are saying the 5 gig is so negligible, it cannot solve the problem. So like you just reported, you spend 20 gig a week and 5 gig a month is just for a day for you. So it's like Grasag is throwing away money. Already there's limited funds. You need money to run the association. So previous governments saw the need to nullify that policy, and the money was channeled to build a research center, of which you are all witnesses, right? So where do you stand? Are you going to continue with the policy that doesn't solve the problem it is intended to solve, or you also have a different problem, a different policy to bring on board?
Thank you very much. So I think I'll answer this from my experience as a leader.
Where do you stand? Are you going to
Okay.
continue with the policy or you nullify it?
As an administration, you don't have the right to end or start something. The views of the people are considered. That's why we go for GA meetings. So at GA meetings, you propose, and whatever the students want, that's what an administration you provide for them. Thank you.
At GA, it is the views or opinions of individuals that are brought together to make a decision. Now, I'm not asking the GA, I'm asking you. So what is your opinion? In case of voting, where do you stand?
I stand with the people.
Yeah, you are not a people, you are a person. I'm asking you as an individual, not as a group. Because you'll be at the GA and you vote, right?
Yes, please.
So will you vote for the policy or you vote to nullify the policy?
Thank you very much. So in this contest, as an individual, I'll consider my needs, and I think the voting is done in a secret ballot. So whatever decision I make is on my own discretion. Thank you.
Thank you. I'll get back.
Okay. Please let's go to your policies. Gaps identified. B.
Please, under which thematic area?
Academic and research development. Please, are we there?
Yes, please.
Okay, D. Can you read the D out to us?
Limited access to plagiarism and academic writing tools. That is a gap.
Okay. And what is this currently?
Access to Turnitin is centralized. So if you want to run a plagiarism test, you have to go to the Sam Jonah Library, the Graduate Resource Center, for it to be done for you. So what we are proposing is once we are voted into office, we will advocate for that to be decentralized. what we are looking at with the decentralization is to be decentralized, to involve program representatives so that they will be able to run the test for their program mates. So that's what we're proposing.
Okay, so based on that, did you attend the e-resource training session that is being organized? Did you attend yesterday?
No,
You didn't.
my class is not our 10 yet, so I'll attend once it gets to our 10.
Okay, so but how did you come with this policy?
Thank you very much, the chair. Arriving at this policy was based on engagement with postgraduate students. And when they go to the research center, sometimes we are informed it is the Turnitin can be run. The account that they are using, it's an individual account, so it is run for 25 people at a time. Sometimes you go and you'll be asked to hold on for some time for the next staff to come before it can be attended to. And per our engagement, we were informed formally access was given to all postgraduate students, but it was due to the cost involved. That is why that package was withdrawn. But we believe if it was because of cost and the people involved were all postgraduate students, this time we are advocating for a small number, that is program reps. And we believe with strong advocacy and the right engagement, our proposal will be considered. Thank you.
Are you sure that that has been withdrawn? That every postgraduate student is given opportunity or is having access to the Turnitin account?
Thank you very much, the chair. Per engagement with first year postgraduate students and myself as a first year, we do not enjoy such a package.
Have you made the inquiry or have you made any contact with that of the research center? Because as ICTA, I have an account myself. Some of my colleagues have an account, and so we're able to run it on our own. Just that when you are submitting your thesis, that requires that you get a stamp, and so with that you have to take it to the research center, and so that's why I'm asking if you have attended the e workshop they are organizing for students, because at the end of it you are asked to provide your details, and that account you'll be enrolled on that Turnitin account. And so as it stands now, it is something that is still running unless you don't have access or you've not made any worry about it, but it is something there. So that as it stands now is not something that is not being done. So that policy.
Thank you very much.
Yes. Same, let's go to K.
The more you publish, the you become visible.
Exactly. So if one visibility, graduate students' visibility is seen on the number of papers or articles they publish, then that policy, poor visibility, means that graduate students are not publishing.
We will take the poor out and reframe it better.
Even if you take the poor out, it is still visibility. You talk about ResearchGate. What do they do there? If you are not publishing, if you probably the only time you open an account is probably when you want to download some articles for yourself, and that does not make you visible. Google Scholar, that does not make you visible when you want to download an article. And so the only way, or by means that, if you tell me LinkedIn makes you visible, what are you putting there? Is it the small stories you write, or your profile that makes you visible as a graduate student? Is that what you mean?
Yes.
Mr. President, honorable member, please, do you have a LinkedIn account?
Yes, I do.
What do you put there?
For now, it's not active.
So you attest to the fact that that policy, you didn't do a proper consultation or a proper reflection before bringing it.
Thank you very much, the chair. We will really look at it.
The question I asked you, you didn't answer. Because you are looking at visibility. And so what you should be looking at is promoting graduate students engaging in research that makes somebody visible when it comes to the academic environment. It's not your LinkedIn account that you post, the small things you post there. And so please, that policy, I would ask you to relook at it again, because it's not something that seems to be feasible as it stands now. If you want to look at the visibility, the proper way to do the visibility is there. The other one, I don't know if it's still your softwares. Good. Read the E.
Inadequate access to statistical and academic software.
Okay. Do you think it's inadequate? Because over the years, and even before when you started this your campaign team, you have done a number of software installation. Every administration is doing that. The current administration have done that software installation and making it available. Who have even made it available? So what make it inadequate? How many people did you consult that told you that they don't have access to these softwares?
Thank you very much, the chair. When during the Akaba Week celebration, Grasag organized software installation drive for postgraduate students, and it was done in a day. As a student leader, as student leaders or as a team, we've been assisting postgraduate students. I've even created a dedicated Telegram channel for such an activity where students can go there and access such software and other academic related resources that they need. So we arrived.
Sorry for me interjecting. The software, are they licensed? Are they licensed softwares, or they are cracked versions?
The free ones and the cracked ones.
Which of them are free? Because all these softwares here, with the exception of the state has a licensed version, the other ones you are using is a cracked version. And so if it's a cracked version, it's illegal to use a cracked version. Do you remember what
Sam George
said when it comes to cracked versions? What did he say? What was his statement?
He said it is illegal to install a cracked version on.
And what will happen to you if you install it?
You will be jailed.
You'll be jailed. Now, as a student leader, you are now advocating that we do that installation in a public and open way, which me and you know that is illegal.
Thank you very much, the chair. With Honorable Sam Joy's information, it was just released. But then once we have...
It was not just released. It has been almost 2 weeks now since he said that. About 2 weeks now.
Thank you very much. So, once we are elected into office, as we've proposed there, we are looking at making good use of the Graduate Research Center, which will be commissioned very soon. We will make this software available for postgraduate students to come to the center to download them or to install them. So the free ones.
The ones that they are going to be made available, are they going to be licensed ones or the crack versions?
As an association, we are going to, the ones that are paid, we are going to pay, and it will be made available for use.
Do you know how much one costs? For instance, in my program, Geography, we have a software called ArcGIS Pro. ArcGIS Pro is a GIS tool platform for mapping. Do you know how much it costs?
The chair, I do not have information on that.
Do you know how much Stata costs?
No, please.
Good. So if you are not going to, if you don't know the amount and you still want to do this installation for graduate students, how are you going to do that? Because in your policy you talk about inadequate access. These softwares are paid in dollars, not in cedis.
Thank you very much, Chair. We will make available the free ones for postgraduate students to download them, and software like the Tenitins and other ones will be made available. The paid ones will be made available at the Graduate Resource Center for.
That's what I'm asking you. Are you going to pay them to get the license?
Because if you still talk about, we will subscribe for a year, so that whoever wants to use it can come to the Graduate Resource Center to use it. Thank you.
So, if you are subscribing for a year, that means you're still going to pay an amount for it, a huge amount. It's not small cities, especially when you are buying it for not just a single user, but a number of users. You're going to pay a lot of money for it, even though there are subsidies when it comes to academic institutions, but it is still huge sums of money you're going to pay, and that every year you're going to. So, are you doing it just for your administration, or you are doing something that postgraduate students must have?
Thank you very much, the Chair. These are softwares that we use in our daily activities as postgraduate students. So once there is a need for the association to pay for some of these things, I believe subsequent administrations will also see the need for them to.
How are you going to finance that if, say, you want to buy these softwares?
Thank you very much for the question. From our dues as an association, because these softwares are very important and they really help postgraduate students in our academic dealings.
So, and these same dues you are going to use to organize programs, do all other things that you would want to do. The same dues.
Yes, please.
The same dues.
Yes, and we would, for sources of finances, we will be looking at sponsorships and other to finance our program. We will be collaborating with other stakeholders who can be of help.
Those are things that are not say they are just tentative. You can get, but in limited supply. You can get in full supply, and so you can't really say that yes, those are part of your source of funding. But for sustainability's sake, Because if you start and the administration does not continue, then we are not seeing the essence of it, knowing that is something that is important or relevant to graduate studies. So I would encourage that you do a broader consultation when it comes to that very policy, because my software is very expensive. Not as in me as a person, but as a program on its own. The software we use is expensive. Let's go to H. So can you read that for me?
There remains a limited connection between postgraduate research and industry, reducing opportunities for research collaboration, innovation, internships, and practical impact.
Has this current administration dealt with this?
Yes, please.
So
yes,
why
please.
is it still here?
We acknowledge them that they've started the initiative, and as we speak now, they've engaged some companies on behalf of postgraduate students where we get to know the research gaps that needs to be addressed, and then postgraduate students can pick it up, do a proper research on it, and then in turn, maybe they can give the association something. So as leadership, we believe that leadership is in perpetuity. So once they've started, we have to also acknowledge that when we come, we continue the good works they are doing.
I agree with continuity. But if you know something that you are coming to continue, does it become your policy? Do you know what you can own as your policy?
Thank you very much. So on academics, when we started, you asked the key ones. So these are just additional ones that we feel we can't watch it being neglected. So when we come,
we asked your key ones.
Sorry, a question was thrown at us to name our key policies in terms of academics. So we highlighted the main ones, and then these are just supporting policies to it.
They are supporting policies.
Yes, please. And it's not easy for an administration to come and continue what their previous administration.
Supporting policies.
Yes, please. Some of them are supporting policies. So we should
take it as supporting policies.
Oh, yes, you can.
We should take it as supportive policies.
Yes, please.
So if some of them are supportive policies, what are your policies?
Thank you very much. So on academics, one of the main policies of Team Cross is to support postgraduate students who are incapacitated in attending local conferences. So one main policy is that we'd want to, as an administration, support some of our postgraduate students who have the opportunity to attend or participate in local conferences where they are incapacitated in terms of financial constraints.
So with that, what are you going to do? What kind of support are you going to? Because
thank you very much.
I have a colleague who was supposed to travel to America to join for a conference.
Yes, please.
And as a matter of fact, he was ready to sponsor, but he was told that the embassy told him that it's not prudent that a student would sponsor himself for just a conference. And so they didn't give him visa. So when it comes to the sponsorship he talked about, how are you going to do that?
Thank you very much for the question. So we highlighted that our conference support will be local. That's policy.
Point C.
No. Point I.
Point I.
Yes, please.
But here, okay. So how are you going to finance you're going to create a fund?
Yes, please.
A fund. What will be the source of funding for that fund?
Thank you very much. So with this, we'd want to dedicate a portion of our dues to such a fund, and then also seek for sponsorship from corporate bodies and individuals that are interested in postgraduate studies.
Now let's go to 3. Revenue, mobilization, and sustainability. Lack of sustainable funding for long-term project. Grasag relies heavily on dues and irregular funding source. This same challenge that you have identified, that is the same challenge, or that is the same sort of funding you are going to use virtually for all your programs. Aside that, part of the dues you are going to use for legacy, part of it you are going to use to secure softwares, part of it you are going to use as a dedicated source of funding for conference. In fact, how much is that money? How much is Grasag getting from dues?
Thank you very much for the question. With the local conference support, we believe it is every postgraduate student dream for his research to move outside of the classroom.
I agree.
So it is one of the priority areas we want to look at. And what goes into what is determined by what, and as an administration, you really have a focus in or the direction you want to look at. So with the conference support, it is one thing we are looking at, and it is part of our priority policies. So a part of the dues will be committed to it for sustainability sake. Another way we would want to finance our activity will be with collaborations. There are some programs we want to do regarding entrepreneurship. We can collaborate with D-Hub to make it happen. Some will team up with SRC, or will collaborate with the SRC to do it, the ideas challenge and all that. But the conference support is one policy that is very dear to our heart, and we would to commit part of our dues to it. Yes, thank you.
Now, based on what you are saying, you knowing that other or past leadership have also secured source of funding for quite a number of their projects or their activities, but yet still you go ahead and state that Grasag rely heavily on dues for an irregular source of funding, knowing that what other administration have done over the years is the same thing you are going to do. So why didn't you see it as a challenge? Because you are also going to seek for funding that are not regular, and your main source of funding as it stands is the Grasag dues. But you go ahead and state that that is what successive administration have relied on solely or heavily.
Thank you very much, the Chair. As we have stated, and as you've mentioned, dues seems to be our only reliable source of fund to finance the various activities we want to undertake as an association. So what we propose, the legacy fund, is to, once we establish that fund, we are going to rely on alumni who are doing well out there. We are going to look at sponsorships to contribute to the fund, to also serve as a source of finance to some of our programs. So that is what that policy is about. So we will embark on a sponsorship drive. We will also rely on some alumni who are doing so well, explain to them the need for them to sponsor the association so that some of these things can be achieved. And it is not something new. This is something we have done before. As Keslie Ford Hall president, during my Hall week, we were able to secure 5 sponsorships for the Hall by relying on people we know, the alumni who are doing well out there. At the graduate level too, we have alumni who are doing so well out there, who, if we call on them, they will be able to assist us in this regard. So this is what we are proposing. And once we are voted into office, with the connections and the networks that we have, we will make sure we are able to rake in something good for the association. Thank you.
Okay. What was the projected amount income this administration? What was their projected income? Specifically from dues. I'm sure you were at Senate when they presented their budget. And in a budget component, there was an income, and as part of the main source of funding or source of, it was stated in there. So what was it?
I'm not very sure, but it was a little over 1.6 million.
A little over
1.6 million.
Okay,
Ghana
so
cedis.
based on all these things you have said, based on the softwares, based on the conference support, and all other things that you seek to do, you sure that the reliable source of funding is enough for you to do that program?
Thank you very much, the chair. We mentioned that not all programs or activities will be financed from the Grasag use. There are some who will collaborate with other stakeholders to do. But then the most pressing ones that we have earmarked to do, for sustainability sake, we will use the dues to do that. But we also look at sponsorships and collaborating with other organizations to do some of the activities that we want to do. Thank you.
Okay, so I just have one practical question for you. Listen very attentively. You inherit a Grasag with a 60% pass mark for all major policies. That is what you inherit. So I'm now putting you as the current or somebody that has gone through the vetting process. Everything has now won the election. And so you inherited that at a pass rate of 60. You have a policy, 3 flagship policies, just like you mentioned. 1, the software. 2, the conference support. And third one here, and any third one that you would. Now, upon assessment, coming into office, upon assessment, you realize that each of the 3 is scoring 58, 62, and 55 respectively. Are you listening? Now, according to section 9.0 of the graduate policy, a student who fails a course get a chance to repeat it. Now, based on this scoring, do you abandon your policies? Based on this scoring, do you abandon your policies? Do you revise it? Or you will still go ahead and implement it? Now, the question I'm asking you is that justify this. Justify whatever you had about saying using the principle of failure below 60% requirement.
Thank you very much. Please, can you take the question again?
The question I'm asking you is that you inherit a Grasag with a 60% pass mark for all their policies. That is what you inherit. So their success is at 60% for all their policies. Now, when you came, you brought in 3 flagship programs, which I just mentioned, 3 of them. Each of them, upon assessment, is doing 58, 62, and 55 respectively. The question is, now using the criteria that a student who fails section 9.0, a student who fails a course get a second chance to repeat it. The question is, do you abandon it? Or would you go ahead and implement it? I'm asking that based on the answer you're going to give, justify your answer using the principle that failure below 60 requires recommendations. Tim Cross, please, we are waiting for you.
Thank you very much for the question. In a case like this, inheriting an association that is 60%, and coming in with a policy that is scored below 60%, that is the policy is a non-starter. So once we've been scored, one has been scored 60%, using the UCC thesis review as an example. Once a student is examined by 2 examiners and one fails the student has the student's work will be given to another examiner, and the new examiner will review it, and once the examiner reviews it and the examiner fails the person.
Do you understand the question I asked you?
To the best of my knowledge, I was thinking you want to find out in an instance where a student's work has been examined, and
No, that's not what I want to find out. It's about your policies. The question is in relation to your policy. And I am using the grading system as a standard in measuring your policies.
Okay, thank you. The chair, please, can you enlighten us on?
No, I can't.
Thank you.
Because these are questions I would ask other candidates coming.
Thank
So
you.
I can't tell you for now. But probably after the vetting, when you're done with the whole process, you can ask, you can come and I would explain to you, I would give you the answer. For now, I would leave it here. I'll come back to you guys again.
Thank you.
Hello? Tim Cross, please, can you hear me?
Yes, please.
Okay. All right. You are welcome once again.
Thank you, sir.
So my issues are still with the policies. I think one of our panel members has done justice to most of them, but the few ones that are left out, let's kindly move to student welfare and support services. Item listed as B and C. What's the difference between B and C? You can read them out so that our audience or those watching can also know what's there. What's the difference between the two?
Thank you very much, Chair. So the B, the gap identified was difficulty securing affordable accommodation. And then the C is limited postgraduate accommodation allocations.
So what's the difference? I want to know.
So they are closely related, but they are a bit different. So the difficulty in securing the affordable accommodation has to do with when postgraduate students are coming into the universities. At times when we come, it's very difficult to locate some hostel facilities within the university. It gets easier for those who were in the school, that's in the institution, but those coming from outside the university kind of find it difficulty in locating some hostel facilities within the university. So it puts them at a disadvantage. So what we are trying to do is, as leadership, we want to set a committee, that's the graduate accommodation assistance program, that's the GAP, where we deploy people to map up some available hostel facilities within the school, and then we can relay the information to our postgraduate students that are now entering the university. It makes it easier for them in identifying hostels.
So is the current administration doing something like that or not? Are you privy to that? The current administration, are they doing something related to what you just said?
To the best of my knowledge, no.
Okay. In your solutions, you stated that create the graduate accommodation assistance program. With this, is it going to be advocacy? Is it going to be a strategic plan that you've drawn that's going to help students? Because I want to really understand this. The creation of the graduate accommodation assistance program. How is it going to be like?
Hello. Thank you very much, Chair. So here we want to set up a committee. So what they will do is they will map up hostel facilities that are available. They will get the contact details of the hostel managers, and then they'll provide all.
Okay, but I'm sure these things are being done already. Even with at the undergraduate levels, there are people who share these flyers containing hostels managers with their hostels with the managers' contact and other details. So I'm sure it's still in existence. And with D, the same thematic side, inadequate support for students with special needs. How did you come by this? What are their needs in the first place?
Please, the battery is low. So. Hello. Okay. Thank you very.
Hello. Hello.
Hello. So thank you very much. On the students with special needs. So what we intend to do is to transcribe certain information in a form of communication. So the ones that they can't read, as an administration, we want to set up a committee that will transcribe some of our communication so that they can play and listen to whatever we are sharing.
Okay, all right. Because I had wanted to ask if you are going to create new platforms for them where they are going to be the only members of that particular platform. Maybe if it's a WhatsApp.
Yes, please. Yes, please. A dedicated platform where we transcribe every information.
Okay. So if that is the case, you said you are going to transcribe. If you transcribe, they need to have it. Some, maybe those with visual impairment, they need the braille sheet where they read through that. So how are you going to do that if you are creating just a platform for them? So maybe if it's audio recording, because you made mention of, I think, audio-based information systems. So if those with hearing impairment, how are they going to hear if it's an audio?
Okay, thank you very much. So from our consultation and engagement with them, the majority of them are incapacitated, or they are the ones that are visually impaired at the moment. The hearing impairment, we don't have. Yes, please.
Okay, all right. Okay. Then to the next question. Under revenue, mobilization, and sustainability. Item listed as, still I have an issue with your arrangement. You have A, you move to B, then D. Team cross. All right, so the item listed as D is that limited affordable printing services for graduate students. Is there any existing printing service that has been done for only graduate students? Is there anything like that?
Thank you very much, the chair. So with this, what we propose is, once the graduate research center is commissioned, we are looking at getting a printer there where postgraduate students can come and print at a subsidized price, and in return, we are going to rake in some revenue as an association.
Okay, and I think with what exists currently, you stated students rely on expensive external, and you left it. What's the continuation? It says students rely on expensive external. External what?
Printing shops around. So we intend to have one as an association, and students can come around and.
I'm coming on. I want you to continue for me. What should have continued? External.
Services. Printing services.
Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah, wait, I'm moving to the next item. So if it's related to, you can still ask. Okay. All right. I'm moving to item 4, entrepreneurship, innovation, and skills development. Item listed as B and E. Lack of entrepreneurial pitching opportunities. E, postgraduate students, entrepreneurs have limited opportunities to promote their business and benefit from Grasag related economic activities. How different are these two? Because I see it to be the same. What do you think?
Thank you very much, the chair. So, as a proud student from the Center of Entrepreneurship and Small Enterprise Development, I also advocate on the need that entrepreneurship is not now an option. It is a necessity where our postgraduate students outside the classrooms also have other streams and source of revenue. So on our policy B, that we said there's lack of entrepreneurial pitching ideas. This has to do with, right now, currently, we have students that are in entrepreneurship, students that have startups, but there's no platform where we engage stakeholders, so we bring people on board, and especially these people. Number one, we have the Magdan Entrepreneurship Drive. This is just a body that's interested in student entrepreneurial ideas. So as leadership, what we can do from our office is to coordinate or collaborate with these institutions or these partnerships so that our entrepreneur students can also get the leverage, pitch their ideas and get funding. And again, we can also tap from the NEIP programs, that's the Jumara and then the Seed, where we bring all these corporate bodies here. Our students are given the platform to pitch their ideas, and in return, if an idea is worth supporting, these individuals or these corporate bodies can support our students. And then the E, it talks about our postgraduate students having limited opportunities to promote their business and then benefit from Grasag. One thing that we also want to state that as we are going outside to bring bodies on board, we also have a responsibility to play, because charity begins at home. What we can do to support our people within is, one, maybe we can advocate that those who are not VAT registered, those who are not under the Public Procurement Act services, we can, as an administration, cannot procure from them or source from them, even if we want to support their businesses. So we will advocate that members who are not registered will do the needful and get on board with some of these regulations. And again, if they are registered, we will source from them. And we would also want to commend the current administration. Currently, they organize a mass business registration, and then they were giving free merchant SIMs. So this is what they are doing. And as an administration that wants to also continue their legacy, we put this project or this policy together that once we come into office, we will give them the opportunity through exhibitions. Currently, we just saw the Uni Expo. This is an initiative that's championing entrepreneurship, and as an administration, we want to also follow suit and make sure our postgraduate students in entrepreneurship will get the platform and leverage.
All right. Why do I feel this policy was solely stated by you? Because I think you are reading a program related to that, right?
Yes, please.
So I'm presuming that everything stated here is solely by you, and the president didn't add anything up to that. Am I right?
No, please.
So tell me one thing the president added to this particular policy.
Thank you very much. So we are a team, number one, and with a team, you bring your ideas together. And Mr. Muniru here was the one who pinpointed the E. That's where he made mention that we have platforms that we can give our postgraduate students who are entrepreneurs to exhibit or showcase what they are doing. So I added the technical aspect to it, since I am in that field. Yes.
Okay. To the D, what exists currently? It says few direct engagements between students and industry experts, and students lacking guidance on career transition after graduation. Is that the case? Under D, what exists currently? Is that the case?
Yes, please. Currently, yes, please.
How did you come by that?
Thank you very much. So this has to also do on innovation. So this policy is entrepreneurship, innovation, and skills development. That's the thematic area. So this is touching on their skills as postgraduate students. So we engaged some of them, and you would realize that most of them would want to push an initiative. Most of them have the intrinsic edge to push something, but they lack the directive, they lack the professional bodies that can direct them and also help them in coming together or putting all of the ideas together. So we propose that there will be industry collaboration and then the mentorship program. So we have F-senses in the school. So if it's about skills, maybe we can collaborate with these bodies. They meet the interested participants or the interested people, and then they can help or direct them in coming together or putting the ideas together.
All right, thank you. My next question will go to Mr. President. We are moving to sports. With the sports, the gap identified. You said low participation in graduate sports and wellness activities. Now let's listen to the solution you intend to give. Organize a Grasag Sports Festival with inter-faculty games and wellness activities. So how does this become a solution to low participation? You're organizing programs. You have already identified that Grasag members don't participate much in our activities, but you are intending to solve that problem with organizing more activities. How?
Thank you very much, the chair. With what we've proposed, Grasag Sports Festival, we are looking at an inter-faculty games, and once an inter-faculty game is organized, the expectation that everyone would want to come and compete for their faculty, so to be recognized. So we will get to have more people coming on board to participate in that activity. And what we want to do is we want to organize one during the Freshers Akwaba week and another one during Grasag week to increase participation in the activity. Thank you.
Are you sure that's just going to increase participation with you organizing programs? Because you've identified that when you organize programs, participation is low. So why do you organize more programs? Don't you think something should be done even before you organize more programs to get people on board to enjoy whatever thing you are bringing on board? Because if it's sporting activities, yes, though there are people who are more attached to sporting activities, but when you still organize program, no matter how you make it nice, they will still have issues with attending always or attending most at times. So what then would you do to bridge the gap you've identified, hence providing these programs or bringing these festivals on board? Because there should be something done before you even organize the programs for them to come. Do you get it? Because you've identified that they don't come for programs. So that's an issue, which is rare. We all know. Now, if you organize more programs, it might not necessarily change their mindset of what coming for the programs. That will even deter them off because they don't like coming for programs, and you're organizing more, they wouldn't even come. So how do you intend to address this, bridge this gap before you organize the programs?
Thank you very much for the question. With regards to student participation in programs, I believe it all boils down to publicity, engagement, and whatever it is required towards the preparation of that program. One thing I've realized as a student is the timing for some of our activities. An activity is fixed, and there's a possibility that most students have to go for lectures and all that. And as we know, our ultimate goal here is academics. So most students would want to choose academics over attending postgraduate Grasag programs. So as an administration, one thing we would look at once we are voted into office is engagement. Engage SGS, engage the department, heads of departments, where there are programs that we need the full participation of members. If there's a way students can be given a break away from academic activities so that they can attend to our programs, we are going to do that. And another thing has to do with intensified publicity. We'll be visiting their classes to inform them about an upcoming program so that they get to appreciate the need to come for the program. Thank you.
Okay, all right. And still on, Mr. President, under the governance, accountability, and institutional collaboration, you stated that the gap identified as the amended Grasag UCC constitution is yet to receive final approval from academic board, delaying its full implementation and dissemination to students. So let me ask this. You said you are going to, as the solution, you said you are going to undertake consistent follow-ups with relevant university authorities to facilitate the approval of the amended constitution. So let me ask this. If you are elected and before you come to power, you are sworn in as a president, it's done. What are you going to do? The approval has been given. What are you going to do under the governor? Because regarding the policy, it has been approved. What will you do?
Thank you very much, the chair. Leadership is about solving problem. This is the gap that we have identified that exists now. Now the constitution has been promulgated. So once the current administration, whose tenure is still running, is able to achieve that, we commend them. It's for the greater good of postgraduate students. So once they are able to achieve that, then there will be the need for this policy.
Okay. Still on governance. Item listed as D. Weak communication between distance student and Grasag UCC. I want to ask, have you had any discussions with the current administration regarding distance student and Grasag UCC? Have you had any communication between or discussions between the current administration on issues relating to Grasag distance students and Grasag executives or UCC?
Thank you very much, Chair. Yes, we've had engagement with the current leadership on how they are dealing with distance students. And we came to the realization that they've even visited some centers where postgraduate distance students are and all that. But what we is representation. We want to involve them in decision making. So once you are voted into office, we are going to get representatives from every center that they are running a distance postgraduate program, so that we get at least a representative from the center and we engage them on some of the challenges they are facing as students and how best as an executive we can address some of these challenges. So this is what we are proposing. Already the current administration have done some engagement. We are looking at how we can give them a fair representation so that their grievances can be heard and we look at a way we can address some of their issues. Thank you.
All right. And lastly, on your policy, item listed as E, expiration of the current strategic plan in 2027 and need for renewed direction for Grasag UCC. So with the solution you intend to bring about, you said develop a new comprehensive 4-year strategic plan that is inclusive, data-driven, and the rest. So I want you to mention 3 key items you would add or you imply into the new direction, policy direction, strategic plan that you intend to bring on board if the current one expires in 2027. I want you to list 3 key items you are going to add to the strategic plan.
Thank you very much for the questions. So, as you rightfully said, the strategic plan here provides.
I would have wanted Presido to answer that question
Yeah,
for me.
team, so I say something.
Okay, so mention one and you mention two.
Thank you very much. So when you look at the strategic plan, there was a part where they did the SWOT analysis, the strengths, their weaknesses, the opportunities, and then their threats. And moving on, the world is evolving, and most of their strengths, we have other things that we want to add. Their weaknesses, majority of them, they've worked on it, and I think it needs to be revised. The opportunities, there are a lot of opportunities around now, and then things that were a threat to them, currently they are no longer threats. So I think when a proper review is done, some of these things will be amended, and the ones that we think has been worked or improved, we leave that one out.
So have you mentioned all the three?
That's one.
So President should mention the two.
Thank you very much, Leche. Some of the things we'll be looking at going into the new strategic plan, issues with accommodation, issues with lecture theater, and so we will look at accommodation and lecture theater.
Okay, lastly, my last question. If university management rejects a proposal you believe is critical for students, how would you respond and what alternatives will you employ or explore?
The question again, please.
If university management rejects a proposal that's to you believe it's very critical for students, how would you respond or what alternatives would you explore?
Thank you very much for the question. If the university management rejects a proposal that we want to put forward, one, we need to look at why it was rejected. Two, if we get to appreciate why it was rejected, if there is a review we can do and make a case for why they should accept the program or the project or the activity, we will do that. So we will, one, establish why it was rejected and review and engage further on how best we can present a strong case that will be accepted by the university management. Thank you.
Earlier, I wanted that to be my last question, but something just popped up. Mention two obstacles you think you might face if you are elected as a president, and how do you intend to bypass those obstacles?
Thank you very much. One has to do with team coordination. Going into office, all portfolios will be elected. Different people will be occupying different positions for us to form the executive council. So people coming in, yes, coming in with their own feelings. Everyone understand the need for us to work as a team so that that challenge will be resolved.
Team Cross. Under the welfare and support services, we have ABCD up to E. The E1 talks about the mental health concerns among graduate students. It says you have limited awareness and support for postgraduate mental health challenges. So I want to know, have you identified anyone with mental health problem?
Thank you very much, the chair. Per engaged student. Thank you very much, the chair. Per engagement with postgraduate students, we came to the realization that some students are not even aware. Thank you very much. So some students are not even aware there's a counseling center in the university to address some of the challenges that challenges that they are facing when it comes to mental health, academic stress, and other academic related issues.
Cross, my question is, you said there is limited awareness, and I'm asking you, have you identified any mentally challenged person around? That's the question. Have you?
No, please. With mental health awareness, we mean students who are faced with depression, academic stress, and supervisor student challenges and all that, relationship challenges and all that. That is what we are looking at.
So you think that people at the graduate school don't know about all these things? And you talking about the counseling center, don't forget I am here. And we even advise them to go. They say they don't want anyone to know their problems. And some says that they can address their issues themselves. So if you could attest to that, have you ever seen any students coming there for any counseling? You could attest to that. Have you? I am there, have been there, and I'm there, so I know what I'm talking about. Have you identified any?
No, please. I go for lectures at the counseling center, and these counseling sessions mostly happen at the lecturer's office or the counselor's office. So I'm not privy to.
So did you inquire from them? Say, have you ever engaged with any students with stress and depression issues here? Have you?
Yes, please. I've engaged most postgraduate students who...
I said lecturers and professors. Have you inquired from them? You said most of the time you go for lectures and they are with them in the offices. And I'm asking, have you gone to ask? So we have a follow-up in counseling. So if really they've cancelled people on that, did you do a follow-up to know whether they are okay now? What is happening? Did you do that?
Thank you very much. The chair, counseling is supposed to be confidential between the client and the counselor. So as a counseling student, I think it will be inappropriate on my side.
Sorry for cutting you. You aren't going to ask what is pertaining. You are going to inquire. Sir, Prof, I've seen some of my students here. Are they responding to... You are not going to ask them what is pertaining. That brought them to the professor. But you are going to inquire so that you know how to strategize or channel your sensitization too. But if you don't go and ask, how do you do it? You call, for myself, for instance, I gave birth. I know everything about family planning. Then one nurse called me. He says, I want you to do this. And I said, okay, I've heard you, I'll come. I never came. And he didn't talk about it again. So how do you then achieve what you want to achieve? So that is the problem I have with you, Team Cross. Sometimes if you want to take an initiative, you need to inquire. That is why some of us, in the olden days, when our parents are going for marriage, the parents go and inquire from the family. What is there? What are their issues? So that when they get there, either they tackle or they leave it. So if you don't inquire, how do you address the issue? Anyways.
Thank you very much, Chair. Please,
Okay.
on that, we wanted to clarify something
Okay.
on that policy. It's not that we didn't inquire. So what we were looking at is the sensitization. And from your experience, you made mention that you are even at the counseling department. But the problem is that students don't come. And with my experience as a JCRC president, I was the president for Adeshe Hall. And with counseling, most of them were scared. They didn't trust the system because they felt if I go to this person and I open up, I might hear it outside or I might hear it from another person. So what we also want to do is to sensitize that it is safe. If you are going through anything mentally, anything emotionally, don't hide it. Don't keep it in you. Maybe they are not aware that the systems can be trusted. So what we are doing, and Mr. Muniru from the counseling session, we want to champion that it is okay to open up to people. It is okay to seek for help. It doesn't make you lesser of a person, or it doesn't make you less of a person. You can just open up, go to these professional bodies, and then everything that you are dealing with or you are battling with can be addressed. That's why we added that we want to champion that cause. So,
okay, I'm still at A. Many postgraduate students, especially off-campus students, face challenges accessing 7S, ID cards, and other students' items due to their unavailability on campus.
yes, please.
I have been here and I'm here, and I believe that ID cards are being provided. Even first semester, we had as hours in the first semester. Clothes, for instance, they are not distributing it. So those on campus, if you are here and you are first year students, you get those items. So how is it different from what you are going to do? Because you are entitled to have it before you leave for the first year. So if you are not able to get it, how do you bring it here with a lot of advocacy and the rest here?
Thank you very much, the chair. Per our engagement with the students, we came to the appreciation that most students, or the distance students, for example, they are not on campus, and we need to give them these souvenirs, ID card, and other items that we give to them as an association. And there's a gap with them coming to campus to take it. So what we are proposing as administration is to introduce a feature in their student portal where they can apply for some of these things, and Grasag will be notified once they put in their application. Will be notified, and per the number of students who request for their items via the student portal, we'll be able to make a delivery arrangement for the item to get to their destinations. Thank you. So this is what we are proposing.
So you think that me not getting Grasag t-shirts and you sending it across to me with a fee, I'll be happy with it? Have you realized that those errand boys are wearing our t-shirts and our clothes? Have you seen them?
Yes, the chair.
So how do I have to pay for this? If you are transporting it from here to Western North, I'll pay like 100 cedi for this. How do I do that? How is the distance students go on with their lectures? How do they do that?
They are study centers.
Study centers.
Yes, please.
So why didn't you say that? Should I even say it? No. Or okay, you could have said that you send the items through those who are going to teach, so that there will be a representative of yours, so that the person will sit there and distribute it and sign, so that all those people could get it. Than you telling me that you send it across online via whatever, so that I'll go and pay extra money, of which I don't even need the t-shirt.
Thank you very much,
And
chair.
per my information here, I learned the current executives are doing it.
I wanted to find out concerning that policy, how you are going to do it, because the system already, as stated in the constitution, they normally go with the code bases to the various centers and share those souvenirs to them, or to them at their various centers. And with the sandwich students, as we know, they normally come back to campus and they also get their souvenirs during those periods. So how feasible is that policy going to be if those souvenirs will be sent to our centers to be shared during our learning process, and you want me to pay for an amount? Let's say if the driver is taking 100 cedis, I have to pay for that for a cost. That will cost me like, let's say, an amount of 50 cedis. I have to pay for delivery fee for that cost.
Thank you very much, the chair. What the policy seeks to solve is those who, due to some reasons, will not be able to take their souvenirs physical. For the normal way of distribution, it will still go on. We'll be sharing at old side, new side, the various centers that we've been sharing souvenirs. Even with regular students, some are unable to come to campus. The PhD students, some are unable to campus because their lectures are run online. So if you think maybe due to some reasons you are unable to come to campus and you would want to request via the online platform that we will be providing, then your request comes to us. We make a delivery arrangement with you as the person who is asking for it. So this is actually a special package for those who think they will not be able to take their souvenirs physically.
Yes, please. I get the aspect of the delivery whilst people will request for it, but I'm also looking at it in the fact that since we are also looking at the cost that will be involved, why are we not sending them through the code or the college buses? Because normally it goes like 3 or 4 times within a month, or let's say 2. You can package these items. If the person requests for it, these items can be packaged with the names and details of this person. It can be delivered at the centers. So if the person is ready, so let's see if it's Accra, we can send this item to the center day. Once the person is ready, we'll just go to the coordinator day and pick the item, instead of resending the item through a bus for the person to pay again. I don't know if you get what I'm trying to say.
I think the chair, we are on the same page. For the delivery, code will be one of the most reliable delivery systems that we'll be using to deliver students who request on the online portal.
Yes, you didn't say code. That's why you said they were going to pay for delivery system. And I'm not getting it, because if you know, most of our code students are code, Bolga, and those kind of stuff. If you are sending a package from here to Bolga, they will definitely take you more than 50 cedis. And pay the knowledge we have, I think the Lacoste itself costs like 50. So if I'm going to pay for 100 cedis delivery for a Lacoste, that will cost me 50 cedis. Then I'm not being cost effective. I don't know if you get me. So it can be implemented, but we can use the code bus. When we take up the details, we can even combine them. Once we get about 10 or 5 people, we can just send the package to them. Once the person is ready, we just go to the center and take the item.
Exactly. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. So I want to find out this to the vice, please. I want to ask questions concerning the welfare policy.
Okay.
All right. So before I continue, I'll just ask you, who chairs the welfare committee?
The vice president chairs the committee.
The vice president chairs the committee.
Yes, please.
All right. So that's the office you are aspiring for, right?
Hopefully, yes.
So I'm putting you into that position. I don't have the power, but for now, and I want to ask you these questions about the welfare package for postgraduate students. Can we go now? All
yes,
right.
please.
Okay. So my question stands: who in the school does the policy covers?
Thank you very much. So the policy covers all postgraduate students. It also covers immediate past executive council, the chairpersons of Senate, and then the heads of standing committee. It also covers the dean of the School of Graduate Studies, the deputy registrar, and then the vice dean.
Okay. So can the welfare committee act on a death report without a formal written notification?
Come again.
Can the welfare committee act on a death report without a formal written notification?
No, please.
Why so?
So you should notify them in case there is any death in writing, so that they can acknowledge receipt and then act on it.
So with the policy, the welfare policy, does it give a room for someone to be given the benefit if the person does not notify the association?
No.
but it gives a room for the person. If I'm not able to notify the association on time, the notification has to be given to the welfare policy.
Yes, please.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so the notification has to be given to the welfare committee, right?
Yes.
And how many days?
14 days.
14 days. So if the person is not able to do that within that stipulated time, would the association still give that package to the person? That is what I want to find out.
Please, to the best of my knowledge, you have to notify them.
Okay. So after let's say the funeral, the person notified the association, would a package still be given to the person?
After the funeral?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So on what basis or reason should the person give before this package be given?
In case of a death, you would have to prove or provide a death certificate. But if you don't have it, the committee members can be given the task to verify what happened.
All right. So as you rightly said, the person has to write a letter stating the reason why he wasn't able to send that. Now, in this letter, the welfare policy states what has to be in the letter. That has to be given to the welfare committee chair. That is in the position of the vice president. Can you mention some of these things that has to be in the letter?
Thank you very much. So your name should be there.
Okay.
The telephone number.
Sure.
You should have your registration, your current registration form. You should add your email. Yes, please. I think these are the few I can mention.
Okay. So if a committee member misses several meetings, does the welfare policy prescribe sanctions for the person?
When a welfare committee member misses?
Yes, please. Misses several meetings, does the welfare policy give sanction to that person?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay. I won't answer. Okay. So when you go, you visit it again. Okay. All right. So what happens if a welfare issue, arises that is not covered by either the welfare policy or the financial policy? There's a welfare policy, or something that has to be given. I'm talking. A welfare package has to be given to this person, but it's not covered in the welfare policy. What will be the instance, or how will you handle such issue? In the area issue of marriage and death has been covered in the policy, accident and those kind of. But if something happens and the person is claiming for a package from your welfare committee, what will be your response to the person if it's not covered in the welfare policy?
Thank you very much. So the welfare committee will collaborate with the executive council and then the treasurer to see how best they can help them.
Okay. In that case, how much is will be given to someone who is bereaved?
Thank you very much. So in a case of bereavement, you'll be given a prevailing market cost of 3 crates of Malta Guinness.
All right. So my next question has to do with what governing principle is reflected in the Senate approval of fundraising for medical reports? What governing principle is reflected in the Senate approval of fundraising for a medical report?
So it should get a majority votes 2/3.
No, I'm not talking about the vote. They have a governing principle, and how do you call it? A governing principle that reflects in the Senate approval of fundraising for medical reports. Apart from the vote, they have a governing principle.
I know just the appealing for funds.
Okay. So for the sake of your other colleagues, I will not answer, but you have to check that one. Okay. So can the welfare committee independently raise fund for a sick member? Can the welfare committee independently raise fund for a sick member?
No, they do that in consultation with the executive council and then Senate.
All right. So what would happen if Senate approves the reason for amendment? Okay, if we are coming out with a policy, what will happen if Senate approves the reason for amendment but reject the final recommendation?
It will be sent to the business committee to work on it.
Yes, but what will happen? What will happen if the final recommendation is rejected by Senate? Should I come again with a question? What will happen if Senate, okay, approves the reason for the amendment? They've approved the reason for the amendment, but reject the final recommendation.
If they reject, it fails to be implemented.
Thank you. All right. So with the issue of procurement, I will ask the president. All right. Thank you, Mr. President. We would like to see if you buy certain items for we as postgraduate students. And I know in the capacity of the president, you have to procure at least, if not for anything, the Lacoste for the students and the cloth. It's our duty to have those items. So you procure items, right? So within the university, we want to talk about procurement. Okay. Are we good to go?
Yes,
okay.
Please.
So what are some of the requirements or the items that a tender needs?
Thank you very much. One invoice. LPU.
Okay. Is that all? Okay. So what must a procurement plan contain?
Thank you very much for the question. A procurement plan must contain the quantity of items that you want to procure, the suppliers who will be supplying the item that you want to procure. Thank you.
All right. So mention 2 qualifications requirement for tenders. Requirement 2 qualification requirement for tenders.
It should be VAT registered, and you need to register with the Public Procurement Authority.
Okay. But in this case, you have to also look at the financial resources that they have and also look at their legal capacity.
Okay.
And who may suspend a supplier or a consultant? Who may? So if in case you want to procure some items, who has the ability to suspend that supplier?
The procurement committee.
The procurement? No. Can you come again?
Public Procurement Board.
Yes, it's within the procurement sector, but not the committee. You said something. That's why I said you should come again.
I mentioned Public Procurement Board.
Okay. All right. So can you give just one reason why they will suspend a supplier?
Financial incapacity.
Okay. All right. I'll come back.
Sim Cross.
The chair.
This question goes to the Vice President. What do you identify as the 3 most pressing challenges facing women postgraduate students in this institution? And what specific initiatives would you propose to address them during your tenure?
Thank you very much. With your kind permission, I would like to note some things down and get back to you shortly. Thank you very much, the Chair. So one issue when it comes to women, I would like to highlight is women in leadership. That's the fair representation given to women to also take some leadership positions. And then we highlighted this in our welfare policy. So here we are trying to say that currently there are some positions or there are some avenues where we can put competent women. And just as you are sitting there, Chair, you are chairing this high panel and you're a woman. You are not chairing it because you were given a favor. You are chairing it because of the competence and the professionalism you have to take up that role. So one thing that we are looking as an administration is to champion the places or positions where women feel they are competent enough and
I'm
then
not
they
cutting
can.
you. It seems you did not get me right. I am asking that what do you identify as the 3 most pressing challenges facing women of postgraduate institution? That's what I'm asking you.
Yes.
And I said, what specific initiative will you propose to address this?
Thank you very much. So the first one has to be with the women in leadership. And that's what we are saying, that in our policy, I'm proposing that women be given a fair representation. Again, we also want to talk on sexual harassment. So a lot of women that have engaged in postgraduate students highlight that they've been sexually abused, but some of them don't know the right channel or the right offices to complain or lodge complaints to. So something that we would also take up is that we will collaborate with SEGRA, that's the Center for Research, Advocacy and Documentation. So collaborating with this office will also help us amplify their voices and make them aware that there is a place they can also go. And lastly, it has to come with women in business. So women that are taking up business initiatives that lack capital. As administration, we can also look at sources of funds for them. And then when they bring out their ideas, we can support them in a little way we can. Thank you.
Mr. President,
The Chair.
how would you ensure that members who are hesitant or uncomfortable coming forward with concerns feel safe and supported in approaching your office?
Thank you very much, the Chair. This has to do with accessibility.
Use the microphone.
Thank you very much, the Chair. This has to do with as a person being accessible, and I've exhibited that over time. Postgraduate students feel free to come with their issues, and in our own small way, we've been helping them. So once elected as the president of this association, we will continue to be accessible. Our doors will always be open, and we will welcome students whenever they have issues. Another thing we would want to look at is visiting students at their lecture rooms to engage them on their issues and how best as executives we can help them. I think if we go to them, they may not hesitate to come to us. Thank you.
So you being accessible means that I can feel safe around you.
The Chair, you are very safe around me.
When you're accessible.
Yes, please.
So since I can come to you means that I am safe.
It's about
with my issues.
Yes, please. And once you come up with your issue, we will direct the issue to the right authority or stakeholder who can help you address. If it is within our reach as executives we will help you with the issue. Thank you.
Do you understand my question? let me move on because it's not everything that you should know. If there is a breakdown in communication between the executive and the general students administration or membership, how would you identify the problem and what corrective measures would you put in place? Should I take it again? I said, if there is a breakdown in communication between the executives and the general students membership, how would you identify the problem and what corrective measures would you put in place?
Thank you very much, the Chair. As part of our policy for postgraduate students, we intend to form rapid response committee, which will bring all postgraduate program reps on board. So once these program reps are on board and they are representation or representatives of the various programs that we have, if there is a break in communication, one, we will try and reach out to them, find out about their lecture schedules, and
You reach out to them through what?
the platform that we will create. We will create a platform which will bring all program reps on board. So if we realize that there is a break in communication, one, we need to reach out to the program reps to know their lecture schedules, and as an executive, we need to get close to them to assure them that yes, there was a break in communication. Once we begin engagement, students will have trust in us again, and whatever information we have, we can relay to the program reps to be relayed to their colleagues.
Vice President, this is your question. You are organizing an important event and a key vendor cancels her appointment with you within 48 hours. How do you respond?
Thank you very much, Chair. So, in case we are organizing a program and then a vendor disappoints before the program, and with the time frame you give, that's 2 days to the program. So one thing that we would do, number one, is to make sure we always have alternatives, so that in case some of these disappointments come, you have another reliable source that you can rely on to prevent the program from not happening. So as a committee, we will make sure we don't just have one supplier or one vendor. We speak to multiple people in case there is any disappointment. One of them can just come up and then save the day for us.
Mr. President, walk us through how you would plan a major postgraduate academic event, such as a symposium, graduation dinner, from conception to execution.
Thank you very much, the Chair. We will start by thank you very much, the Chair. It starts with planning, and you schedule an executive council meeting to plan with your executives. Once the plan is in place and there are resource persons to invite, you give them advance notice. You write to them asking for their availability and inform them about your intention to invite them to honor such a program. Once that is done, and finances will also come to play, you need to work on securing funds for the program. You raise a PV to audit, and once you are cleared, you get the finances for the program. And another thing to it, you have to do publicity. So you, through your PRO, you make publicity, or you do publicity for the program, so that postgraduate students will be made aware of the program. And once that is done, on the day of the program you need to make sure that everything is in place. The place that you are going to use for the program is well arranged and all that. And I believe when you put that in place, on the main day too, you make sure that the students come around to participate in the program. Thank you.
Okay, so Team Cross, some of the questions, numerous questions we are asking, we are just helping you so that decision making in your administration will become better. It's not like we are bombarding you with more questions. You know, we are one. So in all that you have explained to the panel today with your policies and all that, suppose your bid for the presidency is unsuccessful, are your policies going waste, or what do you intend to do with it?
Thank you very much, the chair. The trajectory of my life has always been dedicated to service. With or without position, I strive to contribute to the betterment and growth of the people around me. And that has been demonstrated since we came to graduate school. In my own small way, I've been trying to help postgraduate students wherever I could or whenever I could. So once this ambition is unsuccessful, I'm a person who believes in service. So we will keep helping people whenever we could. Thank you.
Team Cross, most of your policies are with irregularities. You are stating something here. I hope you've kept long. So we don't want to bother you so much. So we want you to look in the camera and tell your constituents what you want to tell them.
Thank you very much, the chair. Good evening, postgraduate students of the University of Cape Coast. My name is Abdallah Muniru. With me is my running mate, Ms. Sandra Awolozo, and together we are Team Cross. Over the past few weeks, most of you have reached out to us, expressing your concerns, your frustrations, and your expectation as postgraduate students. In our own small way, we've helped or we've supported whenever we could. We believe service or leadership is going to be a continuation of what we've been doing for you as a postgraduate student. We want to count on you to believe in us, to support us, and give us your vote so that we'll be able to do whatever we intend to do for postgraduate students. Thank you.
Go and sin no more. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you, the chair.